Hey everybody, welcome to episode 37 of Soccer Situations. This week, anything Liverpool can do, Arsenal can do better. We've got some light fascism at Manchester United. And Leon goes neon as Bailey dominates Man City. Let's go.
Soccer situation.
That's pretty funny.
We're doing it live. There's no going back now.
Yeah, I gave the O'Reilly commitment. Yeah, the old O'Reilly commitments to excellence.
Yeah.
That's how we do. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Soccer Situations. I am Todd.
And I'm Alex.
You should know us by now.
Yeah, episode 37.
You probably know us in real life if you listen at this point.
Most likely. Wait, do we still have our friends overseas?
I haven't
still listening.
I haven't checked on
checked in
our
with them
Belgian listener. We had a Belgian listener, right,
Yeah.
for quite a while.
It's probably an awesome person.
I hope they didn't give up on us during the hiatus.
Yeah. Stick with us.
Right? Even if we talk more about TV shows and video games in the beginning of the podcast now.
Yeah.
It's funny because, you know, this podcast is kind of a patchwork of a lot of my favorite different.
Yeah, favorite genres of things and podcasts.
Yeah, and a huge influence is My Favorite Murder, obviously. And just this week, or last week maybe, they had their 500th episode, I think.
Oh, wow.
And Karen is being sassy about people complaining about how they ramble about nothing for the first 20 minutes. She's like, they still complain, we still ignore it, or something like that.
They keep coming back anyway.
Karen Kilgariff's a legend, dude. And yeah, they just ramble. Honestly, I prefer the nonsensical rambling of My Favorite Murder to the actual murder stories sometimes.
Yeah.
It's
I
great.
mean, most of the podcasts I listen to are nonsensical rambling, so
Yeah.
I get it. It's definitely right up my alley.
That's true. That's true. This week I was just saying I didn't really have anything to ramble about. It's been thin in the land of media. But I
Yeah.
forgot Slow Horses is going on Apple TV, which
there we
is
go.
such a good show. Have you ever watched that at
I
all?
have not. You know what? There's a million Apple TV shows that I have not watched.
Yeah. Apple TV, I don't know if I want to say it has a deep library.
Maybe not a million, but I know there's
Yeah.
like a handful of really big ones.
They've got some
that I
core
haven't
stuff
watched
that's
yet.
worth watching. Slow Horses is awesome. It's based on some British spy novels.
Okay.
Essentially, alcoholic, disgusting Gary Oldman runs
Gary
a
Oldman.
sort of foster home of MI5 that is like for outcast agents that have fucked up somehow.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
and of course they all secretly have their own talents and
Yeah.
and it's just like a spy thriller kind of episode to episode, and like, you know, their season long shenanigans. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's just like really entertaining television.
It sounds
it's
like a
awesome.
good premise for just like entertainment.
Yeah, it is
Like a pure entertainment show.
It is. It doesn't fuck around. It's funny, but like people die. It's violent. There's good drama. All the acting is top notch. Of course, it's one of those shows that's just stacked with like British stage actors.
Yeah, who
You
are
know.
unbelievable that nobody really knows who they are quite yet.
Americans don't anyway. I'm sure British
No, we
people
don't.
do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. A show that's kind of better than it has any right to be on paper. You know.
Yeah.
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 Big
Good-
fan of
good,
that.
Good casting.
If you're on board for Gary Oldman, 1,000%, dude.
Oh yeah,
he's
definitely.
just this nasty ass slob. He looks so disgusting in it.
Oh,
for
really?
real. He's super flabby. His hair is super long and greasy. He's always like belching and burping and farting and shit. But he's awesome.
I love that he can like just do that. Like
Yeah.
he just goes that way. He can be like clean it up classy,
Mm-hmm.
or he can go filthy.
Yeah. But aside from that show and Star Citizen, which we've talked about a lot on the pod recently, I haven't been doing much of anything. How about you?
Not much of anything, you know. Staying busy with work, staying busy on the podcasts, you know, watching Bad Friends endlessly on loop because as we discussed earlier, my YouTube algorithm just feeds me Bad Friends anytime I stop. If I just let YouTube play now, it just goes, you know what? Here's another episode of Bad Friends for you. No matter what I'm watching, I could be watching something completely random, and
Yeah.
it'll still patch me right back to Bad Friends if I stop.
Yeah. So we mentioned earlier that this is a hodgepodge of podcasts we love.
Yeah.
And Alex really kind of introduced me to the world of these comedic podcasts, which I was immediately kind of amused by how low effort a lot of them are.
Yeah.
You know?
They are, really are.
I think Matt and Shane Gillis's podcast being the key example. These dudes,
They're the ultimate low effort podcast.
those guys barely do anything.
Yeah.
The lighting is horrible. They're lounging on their couch just talking shit.
Yeah. Half the time they're checking their watches at like 30 minutes.
They complain that they haven't gone
yet?
long enough yet. They don't really talk about anything of interest, really.
No.
And it's just amazing.
It's somehow still very entertaining. I mean, Gillis is
the
just
power of Shane
extremely
Gillis.
entertaining.
Yeah.
As just a person.
And his lunatic friend. But no disrespect, but
No, Matt's awesome, but he drops chaos in. That's part of the fun. It's just Shane reacting to Matt's chaos, basically.
right. What's even funnier is I forgot where I was going with this as an influence on this podcast. I had
that's
something
funny.
to say originally, but it's gone now. It's fine.
That happens. Sometimes we just ramble.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you were just talking about comedy podcasts. How I got you into comedy, the comedy podcast world.
Yeah, I had a point to it,
And it
though.
was yeah. Well,
it's fine, dude.
well, we'll just say they all kind of influence us a bit.
Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to ask, like, in that realm of non-soccer situation podcasts, is Bad Friends your go-to? Is that your favorite? Is YouTube right? Is the algorithm right, or is it just leading you?
No, I think it is. I think Bad Friends is my favorite.
Yeah.
Matt and Shane's I got obsessed with when I discovered it and listened to a ton of it.
Yeah.
But Bad Friends is still my favorite dynamic.
Yeah. Bobby.
Bobby and Andrew's dynamic is fantastic.
For sure.
If Rudy's on it, it's next level episode. I'll die every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Bad Friends is top notch for me.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's the same thing, like I said about Matt and Shannon, where it's just two comics, no real agenda or premise whatsoever. But I wouldn't call theirs low effort.
No,
it's definitely
not at all.
like a nice, decorated, polished studio. It has a lot to look at. And they bring a ton of energy.
Ton of energy.
And Santino's just sharp as a tack all the time.
He doesn't miss.
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't miss. I feel like we were talking earlier about him, and I said something about his writing ability, but like as a comic, but he's also just like the fastest mind as a comic.
Yeah.
He hits one-liners that catch. I feel like some people in the room most of the time don't even catch when he like hits it.
Oh, no. He runs jokes past his
The people with him a
guests
lot of times
all the time.
are just like
him and Glassman both do
Where'd
that
that
all
go?
the time. Him and Rick Glassman are the two that do that. They just like
they're so quick.
bullet zingers right by people's heads.
You know, I haven't
Yeah.
seen a lot of those two together, but I imagine those two together would be a very fun time.
It would be like damn it, who's the playwright that wrote Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead? It's just some of the
boy.
zippiest dialogue of all time.
Todd, don't throw playwrights at me. You're going to embarrass me on this
Well,
podcast.
listen, I'm high and I can't think of his name either, and it's a playwright I should know.
Yeah.
Anyway, they make movies out of his plays. That's the he's past the pop culture gold standard. Anyway, yeah, no, those two together would be wild. It would be super
absolutely
wild.
wild. It's very quick, fast energy.
Yeah, both of them, I think, I wouldn't say are capable of producing low effort content.
No,
those dudes are dialed in
not.
all the time.
Yeah, not at all.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Glassman's podcast is the pinnacle of workmanship.
Yeah,
you know? That
it's
guy
true.
puts so much effort into his podcast.
I know, he's making me want to learn how to animate on Adobe so bad.
I mean, he doesn't actually do a lot of the animation though. So
I know, James. You hear that, James? Remember that, James? James is always yelling at me that podcast isn't coming out fast enough. I'm like, I do it all, James.
Yeah,
I don't have
James.
a team doing the editing and the audio and yada yada.
Yeah.
No, I'm not putting that on you, Alex. I'm sorry.
One day we'll
Yeah.
have a team.
Alex owns a
putting
small
these things
business,
together.
so yeah. It's funny because I stress that I have to do it all, but I also, at the same time, of course, want total control.
Yeah, for sure. I get that. I totally get that. Yeah.
You know, yeah, I guess I have a little Scorsese in me.
Yeah, that's fine. And I trust you. I trust you to make it work and make it look good.
I'm not even just saying this to be nice though, but no, I absolutely think if you could sit in the edit with me,
It would help a lot.
you could contribute funny ideas and make it funnier. I do think that.
For sure.
I don't think it fits in our workflow right now just because we don't really have a facility for it. We don't really,
You're usually doing it while I'm gone working.
Exactly.
So.
I'm doing it at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
and
either I'm
or,
sleeping or gone working.
Yeah,
one of the two.
it sucks, but no, I do think it would be awesome to have you, like, if we could sit in a studio with open monitors and both work on the edit. I think it'd be great.
It's true.
Yeah,
I mean, we come up with great ideas all the time that we forget about on the couch over there.
yeah, it's true.
We bang out awesome ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
Eventually, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Anyway.
It's progress. I'll say, as much as we talk about Bad Friends being polished, if you look back at early episodes, it was a bare studio, not much going on, very minimal, very just like them showing up and talking.
For sure.
And it's gotten more and more elaborate as time has gone.
Most of the podcasts I love, I've seen an evolution in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
don't think it's hard to come out with a podcast that's going to be like a banger off the gate.
Right.
Like it just are out the gate. It just doesn't really work like that.
Right. Even the ones that I didn't see the origin of and the ones that I love, like from really big networks like The Ringer, their movie and TV podcasts, those guys will allude to earlier versions of those podcasts that they kind of laugh about, you know?
Yeah.
That didn't quite thrive.
They look back on now, and because they're so professional and polished now, they're like, man, it looks so silly.
Right.
Even though, it was probably fine.
Right.
It's still entertaining.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
When was the last time you listened to a really early football ramble? It sounds so bad. I can't believe we used to listen to it week in, week out. The sound quality is not great.
That's so funny. Yeah, I haven't listened to it in a long time. It's funny because I've always thought about going back to them because I in my mind, that's the glory days of the ramble.
Oh, my God, dude. The football ramble changed our lives, dude.
It really did. It did.
If this theme is, podcast that influenced this one,
there's no
this
bigger
podcast
one than the football ramble.
Wouldn't exist without the ramble. Just straight up. Yeah.
No. I mean, we just mentioned Marcus while we were playing around in the intro right there. We just talked about Marcus's energy at the beginning.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
Shout out Marcus Speller.
Yeah,
the fantastic, bringing the energy with the intros every time.
He's the best, man. Real deal.
He's a true pro.
We got to meet him in real life in Chicago, and he was the same in real life, dude. He was such a solid dude, wasn't he?
All those guys are just solid dudes.
Yeah.
And in person, they were the same dudes they are in the pod. Nothing different.
Yeah. Legends, all of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, leaving it to the football ramble, I guess that's a good transition.
Yeah, that's a good end point for that.
Transition to football, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a little break, and then we'll do that. Be right back. This episode of Soccer Situations is brought to you by Littlefoot Coffee. I mean, what can I say about Littlefoot Coffee? They're not just friends of the pod, they're family of the pod, quite literally. Alex started Littlefoot years ago after more than a decade of roasting experience, roasting coffee for some of the hottest, most fashionable, and most importantly, tasty specialty coffee roasters in America. My favorite thing about it is that it's just really high-grade coffee without a drop of pretense. You're not going to find a bunch of weird, savory notes that the roaster is passing off as intentional. It's just really sweet, comforting flavors that everybody wants in their coffee. And now, for a limited time only, you can get 15% off at littlefootcoffee.com. Promo code Situations. Once again, you can get 15% off at littlefootcoffee.com using the promo code Situations.
I just like the way he looks at the looks over at
Oh,
him, the way his stupid drugged out face.
It's so bad, dude.
Michael Cera is
so
awesome.
fucked up. All right, we're back, and we've got a little bit of football to talk about once again.
Just a little bit.
You wouldn't think that we've podcasted only a few days ago, right?
I know, right?
Because
it doesn't really feel like it because there's so much that happened.
Holy shit, the games. Feels like ancient history. Let's talk about Luton Town 3, Arsenal 4.
Another moment of jump out of your seat ending.
Right?
It was just, yeah, I love it. I love what's happening in football right now.
I think the Arsenal squad listened to the podcast this week, and they heard,
like you're boosted for the rest of the day on energy. For me, I'm like, yeah, that's a good game. That's a good result.
Yeah.
3 points.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, it didn't have that, next level.
They went out and mimicked the exact result for you, dude. How was that energy boost, Alex?
It felt great, honestly. It felt really great.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe that low to high energy moment, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where you're it's the 95th, 96th minute, and you're just watching it tick over. It's a draw, and you're just like, are you kidding me? This is just such a bummer.
Yeah.
And then out of a moment like that happens out of nowhere, and it's it's insane. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's amazing. Insane dramatic swing, bipolar stuff.
And what a weird game, topsy-turvy weird game.
for sure, all over the place, just like that Liverpool-Fulham game was.
It was chaos.
Wild swings back and forth.
Couple riot disasters.
Couple howlers. Exactly. Even that was reminiscent, right?
Yeah, it was.
Raya,
exactly. We talked about
Raya to Kelleher. Yeah.
Both had 2 goals that we thought definitely should have been stopped, probably in all 4 cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Declan Rice with a late winner. He's done it again. He hasn't scored a ton of goals for us, but he's getting hugely important goals.
Big ones.
So, yeah, you got to love it.
Yeah. In the notes I have, Raya disaster class. That was obviously just a little bit poking at you, and that's a little bit of an exaggeration.
Yeah.
But
I was having fun having meltdowns over his performance in that.
Yeah, I know you're also, just generally, I think I put it there just because I know you're generally a little annoyed by the situation. Do you think it's worth talking about?
I can talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it a little bit. Yeah, I am annoyed by the situation. I think, I love Mikel. He's done very little wrong. He's clearly made a huge mess of this situation. He's now has 2 keepers that seemingly have no confidence, and it's gonna be difficult. I've heard people saying like you can't now. He put himself in a situation where he can't drop Raya even after this mess.
Do you think that's true?
I kind of agree with them, but also I hope he has the balls to make a change or to do something, because I don't know. It's really frustrates me. I guess I was very excited about the potential of Raya when we signed Ramsdale.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't. I guess I'm a person who's always for like the underdog a bit, and it's like I can't help but like be like Ramsdale deserves his chance.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say that it's a competition, when a man makes a mistake like that, costing us 2 goals, almost costing us points, just give the other guy a shot.
Right.
If he does it too, then just like teach these guys. If you're gonna say it's that way, then make it that way.
Then stick to it.
Make it based on performances. And if he's not performing, he doesn't deserve to start. And if he's not doing that, then it's like I understand Ramsdale wanting to leave or causing a stink or whatever, because he's not honest to his word. What he's saying in the press is not what he's doing behind the scenes with the 2 players. So,
do you think he's communicating differently to Ramsdale behind the scenes?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
That's always hard to tell.
It's very hard to
There's no way
tell.
of knowing that.
Yeah. Don't you wish we had that Amazon series right now?
Yes, actually.
I wish I had that all the time for my team, honestly.
Yeah, the Arsenal one was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Arsenal's got a good drama behind the scenes.
That's a tough one because I want it. Klopp said he quits if they ever ask him to do it, and I totally respect that too. Of course, I see both sides of it.
Honestly, I was a little embarrassed when we first got picked for it.
Yeah,
because Tottenham was the first one, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was also definitely embarrassed for that.
Second to Tottenham so often lately.
Hey. But no, I was a little embarrassed about it, but I ended up loving it in the end.
Sure.
And would be happy to see another season of it. Like,
right.
I don't think it's good for the team, so maybe not, but it is so entertaining and interesting.
Yeah. It is. You can't debate that.
It's so buttoned up in football.
Yeah.
Like, everybody just gives the same answers. You're not going to get anything out of Mikel.
Yeah.
He just comes out and says, I'm so happy.
I think it can be okay if the timing's right. And I think the timing was kind of right for Arsenal. It was the beginning of his project. Everything was exciting and new. Maybe there was a little less at stake because there wasn't quite pressure to win the title. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Whereas now you want the locker room to be a little more of a sacred place.
Up.
Yeah, exactly. A little more of a serious place.
Yeah, it's true.
But
keep everything internal.
At the time, if you're trying to rebrand, rebuild a new project, new young team, yada yada yada, maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it for the visibility to for the commercial side of the game, whether or not you want to admit it.
It's true.
It's like this is a necessary evil. Now's the right time to slide it in.
Yeah.
Now and then we're gonna ride this fucking money wave off of it all the way to the title, baby, and we'll kick them out then.
Yeah, and it endears the fan base to Mikel even more and to the players even more.
Oh, definitely.
So for like a fan base that was pretty toxic for a while there, they probably did do a lot to win a lot of people over.
Completely forget that fans didn't like him at the beginning, right?
Yeah, people were not happy with anything Arsenal was doing.
That's
at the time.
gone.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a massive win.
Massive 3
it
points.
looked like it could be a shaky fixture for them. We talked about Liverpool dropping points there. these small teams
I
really
said it,
having
like,
something to prove.
Probably 5-10 minutes before the end, I was like, looks like we're both dropping points at Luton, huh?
Yep.
And we got a little lucky squeaking one out, but
Yeah, they scored, and I said, guess they got to change that headline.
it's true. He was deleting his notes.
Sorry about that. Sorry, Arsenal.
That's fine. That probably helped,
Yeah. Let's move on to Sheffield 0 or Liverpool 2. I don't have a lot to say about this one. Trent took a corner with his ass hanging out. His shorts were down. His shirt was up.
I saw this in the notes, and I was like, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's
no, his
amazing.
butt was like fully out. It was pretty wild.
Was it a good butt? See a good fit butt? See a weird flat man ass?
I think it was good.
Yeah.
It was still
Was it good enough
obstructed.
for
It wasn't.
Dua Lipa?
Yeah. I think she probably wants a little more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Trent.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I have to go back and read the new rules to figure out
Yeah.
what it says about butts.
Trent's got to get in that Instagram girl workout plan.
Same, me too.
To start boosting that booty up.
Yeah. Anyway, I had in here the Mac 10 injury is a real bummer, man. He went off, went down holding his knee in the first.
Looked super scary.
Yeah, turns out it was just a cut. He got stitched up. It's going to be okay. So that's checked off. And the shirt is what I wanted to talk about. We haven't seen that purple shirt much this year. I think this is only the second time.
Yeah.
I feel like I hate it, but I also feel like I would look awesome in it. Like it'd be a cool streetwear shirt. You know what I mean?
It's funny because I was actually thinking I like it.
Oh,
I
really?
think I just like the color. I like the purple.
It's like
I
a
always
washed out
purple kit.
lavender kind of.
Yeah.
And the texture's really cool too.
It's true.
It looks like a city bus seat pattern kind of, just the texture of it, not like the wild colors, but like that
like the
weird
way,
kind of like felty pattern.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about it. Anyway.
I like it. It's a wacky one.
And then the only notable moment, I think, in the game was Soboslai's goal right at the death. Really funny.
Yeah.
In the lead up, Darwin was dribbling in. He dribbled right into a defender, lost the ball. Threw a little tantrum and slid in right through a defender, reclaimed the ball. Could have been a foul. Wasn't called a foul. We're not here to debate
Striker's tackle, but it was a good one.
Anyway, Sheffield was so bummed on that tackle that they basically stopped playing, and Darwin just curled the ball to the far side of the field where Soboslai was like in 30 yards of space to slot home.
Yeah, amazing.
And it was funny. It was a funny goal. And that's the kind of behavior that gets you where you're at, Sheffield, below Everton.
That's honestly the kind of behavior that's gotten them, new manager, the first manager sacking in the season.
Right? Okay, that game was not that interesting. This was one of the games of the season. One of the games of the season, for real. This game...
I know, I'm really mad I missed this one.
Literally had me on the edge of my seat doing this, looking at the TV. Like, for real. We're talking, of course...
It takes a lot these days to do that, because we watch a lot of football, so a lot of times, we'll find ourselves with games we don't really care about as much, like kind of passively watching.
Mm-hmm.
But this one...
No, dude, I was back in it. Aston Villa 1, Manchester City 0. Not just because the result favors both of us.
Yeah, of course.
Not just because we've been championing Unai Emery since the dawn of the podcast. Unai. We love Unai. But because Villa were fantastic in this game. They were so good. So good that I'm actually a little more worried about Unai, a little less positive about Unai being in the league now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm terrified
now we want him to hit a certain glass ceiling and just stop right there.
Yeah,
but
Europa League champion, that's his thing.
That's his thing.
You stay right in that Europa League spot.
There you go. Didn't look like he's happy with that anymore.
He wants Champions League, looks like.
For the first time in 14 games, he beat Pep Guardiola. Cool stat.
Good stat, yeah.
A lot of good stats in this game. A couple of my favorites I wrote. As you know, this is not a stats-based podcast, but 2 shots from Manchester City.
Saw this.
That's the fewest a Guardiola side has ever produced.
Wild. Insane.
They faced 22 shots from Aston Villa. That's the most a Guardiola side has ever faced. This game was sheer dominance, dude.
That's unbelievable stats.
It is incredible, dude. I have a lot of pride over the last 5 to 7 years of Liverpool going toe-to-toe with City.
Yeah.
The way we really fucked them up a couple of times going head-to-head when they had infinitely more resources.
When they had, on paper, the greatest team in football history, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, we slapped them around a few times, and I'm really stoked on that. But I have to say, I've never seen Liverpool dominate them, sit them back in their final third the way that Aston Villa did yesterday.
I don't think I've seen any team sit them back in their final third the way like that, like a pure dominance like that for that extended period of time.
It was crazy, dude. Leon Bailey was on one, dude. He was having a couple of weeks ago, we mentioned Raheem Sterling dribbling on counterattacks and smiling. That was like Bailey yesterday, dude. He was dribbling at them just like like gleefully. Like,
Yeah.
I dare you to put in a tackle. I'm going to dance right by it.
I love it.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Yeah, I love to see. Like, I love this for Unai so much because he deserves it. He's been through so much ups and downs and people disrespecting him.
Yeah, it's true.
And he deserves this. Leon Bailey has shown glimpses of brilliance. I've seen him do unbelievable things for Villa. I hope this is like for him is just the beginning of him having a good season.
It'll be interesting to see if he hits another level after this. I don't even know. I feel like he's old.
I don't think let me do a quick Google. I don't think he's young by any means, but I could be wrong. I keep thinking I can never guess age. He's like 26.
Oh,
so
okay.
he's in the prime.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe this is his time.
Not an age where players commonly hit another level, but players Drogba did. That
Olivier
was about
Giroud.
Giroud did. Drogba did. Some greats actually have
hit their
blossomed.
stride late.
A certain Jamie Vardy.
Yeah. I mean, you forget that not long ago when we started watching this was when players hit their stride and started breaking into teams.
Yeah, back in the day,
kids
22, 23-year-olds being in the team was uncommon.
Yeah, managers didn't trust like early 20s players in the squad.
It's true.
You'd see that maybe in like a championship or team coming up because they just don't have the resources to buy players. But yeah, that used to be like the prime era. You'd see players starting to get into teams.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it was just him hype as hell to face City, or if he is going to take a step.
I hope he does.
Me too.
Well, at least this season keeps it up, I want to say.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, I want to see what this Villa can do,
Me too. It's funny because we've been linked with Douglas Luiz, and I'm like, I saw quotes from him saying he's staying at Villa before this match, or he wants to stay at Villa, and I was like, first I was like, yeah, duh, why would you not want to play in this Villa team?
Yeah, for sure.
But also, now I'm like, I hope we don't bid for him. Or anyway, I want this team to stay together.
Yeah.
Give him at least a shot of this season before.
It's easy for us to it's easier, I think, for us to get behind new teams that come up that weren't around when we started watching. Like Brighton is the easy example.
Of course.
We see them as a new team, even though they're established now.
Yeah.
And we kind of can more like openly love them or whatever.
Right.
But this Aston Villa team, it's really easy to see why you would get on this train, dude.
Absolutely.
Like the atmosphere in Villa Park is pretty much unrivaled, dude. It is loud as fuck in that stadium, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, we got the payoff in that game. I was listening to again on the edge of my seat watching that game and listening to the fucking crowd being like, God, I just wish they would get a win. I want to hear this place explode when they get a winner. Yeah, you want to hear the
peak it can get to because it's already loud as hell.
You know how it gets. Yeah. When long awaited or unexpected winner comes, dude. Just like the Arsenal game.
Yeah, we just talked about the emotional explosion is insane. I mean, that's what I think all the football fans would say. That's why you love it. That's why you watch the sport.
Right.
Because it's like those moments are insane.
Yeah. But anyway, congrats Villa. That is great. Let's dunk on Guardiola a little bit more before we move on. Before the game, he was coming under fire from some pundits. I think Carragher and Neville said that it doesn't look like they have what it takes to win the league this year, and he responded saying, "Carragher has never won a league." Did you see this?
That's so salty and petty.
Yeah, and Carragher responded on Twitter saying, "I might have if I was owned by a nation state."
Did he really?
Yeah. Yeah, he said that back to him. Great, right?
Carragher, you are a true legend.
Yeah, but that all prefaces what I have in the notes here. Before this game, in the pregame, Pep said, "We are going to win the league this year." And then in the post-match, we're struggling.
We're struggling.
It changed dramatically.
Guys, I lied.
We're struggling. Right?
I mean, obviously, we're laughing right now, and this. There's still a lot of season left to be played.
You got to sing when you're winning,
But
Alex.
yeah, you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah, of course.
Also, just seeing that they're it's like seeing that they're human,
Yeah.
They can be gotten at.
Yeah, dude. Predator. If it bleeds, we can kill it, right? I messed up the Predator quote.
It's all right.
It's fine.
It's all right.
Let's move on to today's games.
Game we just finished watching.
Everton 3, Newcastle 0. Did not expect this one.
Did not expect this one.
Newcastle, I guess you don't really know what to expect. They're still going through quite an injury crisis.
It's true.
But
that team they had out was still
solid team.
Plenty good enough to win that game.
And it's Everton. This Everton team is gathering some momentum, and they have some team spirit, and Dyche knows how to set up a team.
Dyche
but at the end of the day, look at that 11 and tell me that Newcastle shouldn't have polished them off.
Yeah, pretty easily.
You know?
They should have handily taken. If they think that if Newcastle puts themselves up there with the top 4 teams, and they want to be in that talk, this should have been an easy game for you.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't even close to easy.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Even when they had moments, we were laughing kind of at the fact that Isak looks like a whole nother level player than the forwards around him right now.
He really did today, at least, look like Messi, like dropping into like a park match.
Yeah, it looked like he was doing everything he could, and he'd just lay the ball off, and then the ball would just get skewed out like way over the top.
It looked like me playing solo as a striker in FIFA, dude. When I'm just
doing
I'm pulling all the strings, but we're up against PSG, so the game is hacked against us, and the rest of my team is playing like goddamn inbred Islanders.
Yeah, the ball just getting every time you play a beautiful ball, it just gets passed to them.
I do so much for those guys, Alex. It's unbelievable. I still haven't gotten my move to Liverpool. It's unbelievable, dude.
Unbelievable. Is Jurgen still there even? Did they move him on?
If Jurgen's gone by the time I get to Liverpool, I'm gonna be heartbroken, dude.
I don't know if managers do move on in that game.
I hope not.
Other than like you if you have a career manager, but
what if I get there and it's Dyche?
You guys turned into Everton while you were waiting to get there?
They're just go up top. We'll lump it up to you. I'm like, God damn it, this isn't what I trained
You're
for.
a hard-working striker the rest of your career now.
Right? But anyway, we should talk positively about Everton a little bit.
For sure. I mean, we did say, and they pointed out the stat that if they didn't have this points deduction, they would have gone to 10th today.
Yeah.
And I mean, you said it. It's like this is a mid-table team.
That's not surprising. Yeah, they're playing like a mid-table team.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get relegated.
Doesn't seem like it. They've got enough fight in them.
Yeah.
Dyche is going to keep grinding those points out.
For sure.
And if they can get all they really need is a handful of results like this, and then to grind out draws.
That's so true.
And they'll stay right up.
Yep.
With ease, really.
Yeah, it's true. Today, man, Newcastle were starting to build some sustained pressure when Everton got that counterattack for the first goal.
It's true.
And after that, Newcastle were just done.
Well,
they collapsed, man.
Trippier, two terrible mistakes for Trippier to give up both those goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came pretty quick back to back too. But yeah, you're right. As soon as that first mistake went, it's like they were like trying so hard, and like they probably thought they deserved a goal at that point. And then when that goal goes in against you, they were just like they looked like they gave up. They were like, it's done.
They did. They looked sloppy at least.
It almost looked like they were like, well, I don't really care to play for a draw, so we're probably not gonna win.
It kind of did.
Stop.
It kind of did look like that. Yeah. A silver lining of Everton kind of becoming good and scraping themselves out of this administration mess is I feel like it's safer to talk shit about them again. You know?
We don't have to be too nice.
I don't have to.
Anymore.
Be like, oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
And that leads me to I think this should be a bit we do in the podcast is what is the worst thing in the league at any given moment? What is the worst thing in the Premier League? And for me right now, it is fucking Pickford's cartoonish time wasting where he just does like, I don't know, like schlocky fucking like falls and injuries, and then he laughs at the camera like it's all a joke.
And he waited like 2 seconds and then fell over with it and then laughed. And it's like, ref, are you watching this?
There's like a huge history of him doing this now, of him like laughing at the camera as he's time wasting.
Yeah.
And it's a joke. He plays for England. He's like a little English boy, so he gets away with it.
Yeah, he's like England's #1, so he can do whatever he wants. He can do no wrong, it seems.
And of course he's just being a fucking troll, and if you heard this, you'd probably enjoy it, so we're just feeding him.
It's true. He would love it.
That is I just can't imagine that being my team and being like, I'm into this.
I know. Like, how can you be like, I mean, yeah, I hate when my players, like Jesus now, every once in a while will revert back to his, like, diving and sad face. And it's like, I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, please don't do that to me. It's so embarrassing for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
I don't know how Everton fans have put up with him for so long.
Yeah. And his
And
play,
they probably love him, honestly.
They do love him.
He's a legend there.
It's so weird, man. It's like Stockholm syndrome or something. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Cannot stand him. You know?
I agree. And he's also an extremely overrated keeper.
Such an overrated keeper.
It's baffling to me that England still has him as a number 1 for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird. There's better options.
There's plenty of better options.
Circling back to that show, Slow Horses, I really like.
Yeah.
There's this guy in it that's like a shithead. He thinks he's great, and he thinks he's too good for the Slow Horses. And he looks a lot like Jordan Pickford. And he died in this week's episode.
Did you imagine Pickford? You're like,
I kind of did, I think. I don't think I put it together when I was watching it.
Deep down, you were like, felt a warmth.
Something relaxed in my chest when I was like, oh.
It's like when he's gone from it. You're just like, all of a sudden, you're like, why is it so relieving all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Amazing.
No, that might be too harsh.
No, we don't want Pickford to die. That's mean. But he is an asshole.
He sucks, dude. I hate him.
Yeah.
Everton sucks.
Can't wait
I hate
for him
them.
to retire. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Can't wait unless he goes into punditry, and then I just have to see him again all the time.
Oh, God.
Then I'll be furious.
Why'd you have to say that?
I feel like he's too annoying. No, he can't be too annoying because Micah Richards exists.
I don't. That's true.
Micah's a nice enough guy, but he is kind of obnoxious with his energy levels.
I could see Pickford being more of like going down like a right-wing media path when he gets out of football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't he look
It's
like
more fitting. He
like a
looks like-
One American News
With
kind
his
of
like
guy?
slick back little hair.
Yeah.
too,
Yeah, he's gonna like do some Alex Jones conspiracy theory kind of stuff. I think that's Pickford's retirement plan.
Yep. That would be a joy to watch. Him spiral down that path. Oh man.
Oh jeez.
Right. What do you think? Should we do a little preview? Talk about the games of the weekend?
Yeah. Do you have the fixtures in front of you?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. Let's talk about what's ahead.
Let's kick it off with Crystal Palace and Liverpool.
Oh, we have the early kickoff again.
Early kickoff, 7:30.
Did you see Klopp get really salty about that?
No, did you say something again?
I actually felt bad. I think it was on Sky. I felt he was a little overly salty about it. He was a little. The guy, Klopp was standing pitch side to preview the weekend with one of the broadcast teams.
Yeah.
And one of the guy goes, "Weekend kicks off with your favorite fixture, Jurgen. It's the and Klopp's like, "Yeah, it's a fucking joke to you." He doesn't say fucking, but he's like, "Yeah, it's a joke to you, isn't it?" He's like, "You don't understand." He's like, "This is all a joke to you, isn't it?"
He gets genuinely upset about it.
He gets really overly mad about it. And I'm like, dude, Jurgen, I don't know if it's a language barrier or if Klopp was just in a bad mood that day.
Yeah, maybe.
But I feel like the guy was trying to commiserate with him a little bit, and he misread it as him poking fun
laughing at him.
As him thinking that. I think Jurgen thinks people don't take him seriously when he complains about the schedule stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Yeah.
And I think that he took it that way.
Yeah. And I get that it's built up. There's a lot of built up tension in there over that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
But yeah, that sucks that he took it a little too far, took it a little too serious.
Yeah, he can be a testy guy. We're aware of that. He's got a little bit of a temper on him.
Just a bit. Yeah.
But Palace, it's at Palace, right?
It is yes, Selhurst Park.
I hope to expect the same thing we saw at Luton, just kind of a routine 2-0. Don't really know what to say. We got a little teaser trailer for Alisson Becker returning to the team. He just Instagrammed his gloves today, which I think indicates he's back in training.
He's back in.
Yeah. So that would be
That's
nice.
huge.
Yeah, that would be really, really nice.
That's huge.
I think I had it in the notes, but never got around to saying it. It really seems like I'm being proven wrong about Queven Kelleher here. I really kind of upped him as a legit first-team keeper for a Premier League team.
I mean, we talked about that during that game where he made the 2 mistakes for the goals. We were talking about it early in the game because he had moments early in the game where he made some good saves.
Yeah, he's capable, of course, but he had some really shaky moments there too.
He certainly did.
He did, he came back and looked fine against Luton again. So if he rebounds, maybe he can salvage that reputation. But boy, that was a high-profile kind of, I don't know, as James texted me during the game, he just took millions off his price tag.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. He had a rough one.
All right, what's next?
So let's go up next. Man United, Bournemouth.
Okay, That's
I
interesting.
think that's an interesting one.
Yeah, Bournemouth finding some form.
I looked over it for a second, yeah, but I thought Bournemouth's looked really good the last few weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And, United is a who knows what you're going to get kind of right now. So this could be real interesting. I think it is at Old Trafford, so United's at home, which is that a good thing for them right now? I don't know. I don't think the fans or the atmosphere there is going to be too exciting. But we'll see. We'll see if Bournemouth can keep the form going.
I hate their kids this season so much. It makes
Bournemouth?
me less likely to root for them. Yeah.
Which one's the
Their home kit, they're red and
Oh,
black.
they're like red and black striped
but
kit.
they're like kind of fizzy, like radio wave stripes or something.
Oh yeah, I forgot they had they do like a weird design this
I just
year.
don't like them for some reason. I find them very off-putting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's enough to not root for a team, right? Gotta look good.
I like Bournemouth, and
Yeah, me too.
I obviously don't like Manchester United, but
Yeah.
sometimes
Sometimes,
the kid just rubs you the wrong way. I'm not saying I'm rooting for United in this game, but
But it
just
makes
saying
it harder to
I don't
write for
like.
Bournemouth.
That nostalgia love for Bournemouth is but that's your kid. Wait, is it them that? Am I thinking of the Milan kit that I hate, or they both have bad kits this year? Actually,
Honestly, I don't know. I can't picture the Bournemouth kit in my head. I do know Milan's is kind of bad. This
Milan's
year,
is an all-time terrible one for
which
them,
is shocking
because they usually have the best kits.
very classy kits.
Yeah, but anyway, off topic.
Sorry, Bournemouth, if we threw you under the bus there.
Okay. Do you have a prediction for that?
At Old Trafford, I'm going to say 2-1 Bournemouth, and I'm going to say the pressure gets piled on Ten Hag. That's what I'm going with. Dominic Solanke's been on good form.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Liverpool lad.
I would love to see it. Okay. I like that.
Let's go.
Okay. What's next?
All right, next for Saturday, the big one on Saturday, Aston Villa Arsenal.
Oh, duh. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yep. This is, like I mentioned earlier, at Villa Park. I'm shitting myself.
Really, I was gonna say, really seriously, how do you feel about this?
I'm shitting myself right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know Unai well.
Unai, yeah, and also we have basically built our model of our team around Pep Guardiola's Man City style of play, and we just watched it get absolutely demolished by Aston Villa.
Yeah, literally an unprecedented kind of demonstration of power against his team.
I just really hope Mikel is watching, and he's like in bed right now.
He's calling
I don't know what time
audibles.
it is over there, but he's reworking all of his plans right now because
he's tearing it all down.
He might have to for
We
this.
got to
one.
take it back to formula.
He might have to take. We might have to go revert back to early days when he came on and we weren't very good.
Yeah.
And we have to set up shop against a team and then hit them on the break.
Yeah.
That might have to be how it goes at Villa Park. I mean, Arsenal. It's the Luton game. It shook me a little bit, but it's like we really did. That game shouldn't have been as close as it was. We did control that game mostly. Raya's mistakes made it look a little closer than it should have been.
That's true and fair.
So it's not like we've looked bad. We've actually looked better than ever lately. But still, I'm terrified.
You should be.
I'm very terrified. And it's just like it'd be good for Unai to beat us. He would deserve to beat us, really, because the fans treated him so poorly.
You know, if Liverpool beat Palace that morning, we're going to be top of the league when you kick off. Does that just add more pressure?
Wait, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're only 2 points back. Shit.
Yeah, with 1 goal better goal diff.
That's not good. It's not good. Let's hope that early kickoff gets you.
And this brings me to another great question that I've been meaning to ask on the pod. Alex and I have never experienced a true Arsenal-Liverpool title race.
It's true.
We've always been able to be pretty diplomatic and friendly about each other's teams.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think we can keep that up if Liverpool and Arsenal pull away and this really looks like a 2-horse race?
Yeah, it's going to get tight. It's going to get a little testy in here, I think, at times.
Do you think it gets testy on the 23rd that early? Depending on how results go up until then?
I think so, a little bit. I think that game will be testy for sure between us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's hard not to at this point when points mean so much.
All I have to say is I can take a real loss. I just hope the refereeing doesn't give one of us a cause to lose our fucking – no, just a reason to lose our fucking minds over the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not fun when that happens.
Yeah, when one of us is actually having a meltdown, but for a valid reason.
For a valid reason, yeah. I know.
But it's going to be interesting to see, and it's going to be fun.
It's going to be really fun.
I kind of hope that we pull away.
Me too. I hope this year is a year, like just an off year for City, and they, kind of hover around that third, fourth place spots, and we can just pull away a nice little gap and have a good 2-horse race.
Yeah, I like
till
that
the end.
too, because I know that you'll fall away in the end.
No. We've done it. We already learned our lessons from last season. We've got Declan Rice now. We don't fall away anymore.
I told you get the Champions League this year because we're not in it.
No.
So you get that. That's how it goes. You win that first, then you come back and win the league. That's how it goes, Alex.
I mean, I'll take that if we win the league still.
Yeah.
And after that, I'll take a Champions League this year.
We get Europa League double this year.
We all know Madrid's winning the Champions League. What are we talking about?
Shit. You better win it now if they're planning on buying Mbappe and Haaland this summer.
That's true, actually. Once they do that, nobody else is winning the Champions League.
Champions League's off menu for 10 more years.
Yeah, until one of those players retires.
Right.
Oof.
So that's the headline for Saturday. What's on Sunday?
So Sunday, City's going to have to try and bounce back against Luton Town.
At Luton or at home?
At Luton.
Oh, I like this.
It doesn't get much easier for City.
I like this. Boy, tough run for Luton. They just had Liverpool, Arsenal, City in a row.
I remember seeing that early on when they were struggling to pick up points and looking further ahead in their calendar.
Yeah.
I'm like, if they don't pick up points soon, they're not going to get any points.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough run for them. But I got to say they're doing themselves proud, even though it's not really working out. They've got 1 point out of the run so far.
Yeah.
But,
they're a point behind Everton right now for safety.
Mm-hmm.
They put on, like I said, that Arsenal game, it was closer due to some errors than maybe it should have been, but Luton still put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
And in that atmosphere, in that little stadium, it's not going to be easy for City.
No.
Especially with low on confidence and frustrated already.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one though. That'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
What do we have next? We have 2 more pretty interesting ones on Sunday.
What else?
Everton versus Chelsea.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That'll be a good one. And then we have Tottenham and Newcastle. Those are the last 2 games.
Wow, those are both great games, too.
Yeah, good weekend of games. It's funny because I first looked at it, and there's a lot of games that are kind of in it.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you start to see the headline ones pop out, it's like, this is actually a really good weekend of football.
Yeah, Everton starting to gain a little bit of momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea still completely erratic.
Still just a roller coaster
No one knows
ride
what's
over
going
there.
on with them. Tottenham and Newcastle sells itself.
Yeah.
That's going to be a really high-octane game.
Yeah, those 2 teams play balls to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And neither has been super, tight at the back or, it could be a high-scoring affair.
Yeah, no, I meant to talk a little bit about Tottenham, too, and Postecoglou because, we asked the question, a month back now when they played a really, really high line with down to 9 men.
Yeah.
And everyone was praising him for his nobility. And he said, that's just who we are. That's what we're going to do. We asked the question, are they kind of exposing themselves? They're like a chink in the armor. And
a little bit. It's like for people to game plan.
Is that a little bit naive? And they've dropped a lot of points since then.
It's true.
Points from winning positions. They're going out, like he says, like they play to blitz and press and attack.
But does he have a plan B to set up shop or to tighten the game up?
They've been really unable to manage games when they tire out a little bit. He doesn't have the squad to make the changes right now with the injuries they have.
Which is not his fault.
And, they just haven't been able to hold up the intensity, man. They are there to get got in the last 15, 20.
They really are. Yeah. So definitely tired player. Oh, God. Their form. I just looked at their form table.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, it's loss, draw, loss, loss, loss. It's pretty bad for their last 5.
Yeah, they were clear at the top.
They were clear at the top.
Not too long ago.
Now they're 9 points back from Arsenal.
Yeah, tough, dramatic swing. I think everybody saw it coming, honestly, when their injury crisis came.
As soon as it started.
And then again, when Postecoglou was being like, no, we're not going to compromise. It's like, this is a little bit of a predictable slide for them.
It's a lesson. It's a lesson for the league he's learning right now. A hard lesson he's learning.
Yeah. It's a little more
'Cause
cutthroat.
You do have to manage games.
Mhm.
You have to sometimes play boring and just like hold on to the ball and
Yeah.
sit behind the ball and do the right things. Yeah, he's learning the hard lesson. It'll be interesting to see if his tune does change
Yeah.
at some point this season.
Right.
Um,
Still got nothing but love for the guy. You know?
he's still a very entertaining guy to listen to.
Yeah.
He's very charismatic. I like the way his team plays when he's fit and has a full squad. But,
Yeah, undoubtedly.
you know,
But
that's what football do to you.
that is what football do to you. I felt so bad for him today. The juxtaposition between David Moyes. Did we even call that game?
I don't think we brought it out. We didn't even mention it.
Oof.
Sorry, Tottenham.
That's bad. Let's talk. It is Tottenham 1, West Ham 2. This game just wrapped up right before recording.
yeah.
Sorry, we didn't slide it into.
We forgot about the game we just watched.
We didn't put it in the agenda, so we forgot it. Yeah, that's funny.
all right. That's all
But anyway, yeah, Tottenham went up and then lost the game, as we've been implying. And the juxtaposition between Moyes celebrating at the end, chanting and dancing with the fans, and then they just cut to Postecoglou looking like a frame from a Sin City comic, just like in the ring with his head down, sad.
So sad about life.
Yeah, it was tough to see, dude, because that guy's so awesome. But he's got to, he's got some thinking to do.
Yeah, he's definitely got some thinking to do. I mean, this is not really the stretch to be doing that thinking, but,
That's the other thing managers need to come to terms with. And I remember Jurgen complaining about this, too, being like, holy shit, this holiday fixtures,
you
dude.
play every 3 days.
It's insane. Because other leagues take a break.
Yeah. And the Premier League just turns it up to 11.
Yep.
Just crams all the games possible.
Yeah,
into
right before the Champions League knockouts kick off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really not a smart idea for the league as far as like representing themselves in Europe.
No. Oh, no.
But
it's infuriated a lot of great coaches in this
English
league.
are going to English,
Yep.
They're going to do what they're going to do.
It's true, dude. They invented it. They get to do everything. They know everything.
It's true.
Anyway, now we've resorted to just rambling about Brits.
Yep.
I think it's time to call the
time
pod.
to wrap the podcast
Yeah.
up. Yes, it's good.
Yeah, I honestly, 2 episodes in a week, I think we slayed.
I think we did. Yeah,
You know?
It's fun. It's also like
Helped to have some massive results,
it's true that makes things more fun to talk about.
But what else were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I like to have some momentum. We got a little momentum going here for ourselves.
Right?
Keep it rolling.
Let's roll. All right, y'all. That's it for this week. We'll see you on Monday.
Later, y'all.
Peace.
Soccer situation.